Yo, 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 welcome to our crypto kingdom. It is March 20th, 2025, 12:30 in the morning in Kelowna, British Columbia. And this video is going to be about crypto scams. Um, because it's a absolutely enormous industry. And that's why the governments and, you know, the other institutions that have kind of a hold on our wealth are so uh, incapable of keeping up with what happens in the crypto world. Now, I should give you a disclaimer and say do your own research and uh, all that kind of jazz. But this one's just me. This is me raw. And yes, I'm a professional. So when you look at my other videos, they're going to be a touch different than this one right now. You might notice my eyes are very heavy and might even sound like I'm slurring my words. And I'll tell you straight up, if you are an insomniac or an overthinker or have ADHD or are concerned about like the state of humanity in the world right now, sleep is not something that comes easy to you. And if you've ever taken Seroquel or quetiapine, all I can say is, wow, I can't believe that shit's legal. uh, it puts you to sleep, makes your eyes heavy. It doesn't put me to sleep. It makes me sound like I'm drunk and like, uh, you know, I can't walk very good. My legs are all jelly-like and stuff. It's kind of a wild ride. Um, it almost makes you think it's probably better to drink yourself to sleep than it is to go and poison your liver, put out a whole bunch of subcutaneous fat, and possibly throw yourself into psychosis. Plus the addiction of having that central nervous system depressant. It's crazy. Before we begin this video, one thing that is near and dear to my heart, and I hope you can see the hat there, raising the bar of humanity. I believe that we're all one, and unity, global unity, is pretty much what I exist for. But from the Theosophical Society out of Vancouver, and it's global, an organization aimed at bridging the gap between the East and the West, bridging the gap between all religions, and absolutely um, an organization whose mission, purpose, and inspiration are unprecedented. We are all one. The human consciousness is, in essence, identical with the ultimate reality. The reality is the root of our real self, and it is shared by all beings. Thus, at the core, we are united with one another. And that's about it for Theosophical Society. Theo, by the word meaning divine, and soph meaning wisdom. So, if anybody's hitting you up on your Instagram accounts that's got like Sophia, blah, blah, blah is their name, or Theo, blah, 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 your name, and their picture just looks like too good to be true, trust me, you're allowed to judge some stuff. So, let's talk about crypto scams. Maybe you've been scammed. Uh, they usually start on social media platforms and then they progress to direct messaging. And from there, they migrate to uh, chat apps or other communication apps. And it's kind of a big red flag if you meet somebody on Facebook or Instagram, and they're like, hey, let's give me your WhatsApp number, or give me your Zanga number, or give me your other number, give me your phone number so we can like connect on this app. One of the things that you should be aware of is like right there. You should be saying like, what do you mean? Have we not just like talked for like the last 1 week or 24 hours or 1 month on Facebook and Instagram quite successfully? Like our communication's been pretty good back and forth. And what functionality does some other app have that this one doesn't? Like Facebook Messenger, you can like video call, you can voice call, you can text, you can send videos, you can send pictures. Instagram's pretty much the same thing, I think. TikTok, kind of the same thing. Like these big ones are pretty much the same thing. But when somebody asks you to go to another app, one of the first questions you should be asking is like, what's wrong with this? Why do you want me to use another app? Like, why do you want my phone number? Whoa, why do you want my phone number? Okay, now when they get your phone number, uh, you're giving out a heck of a lot more than you think. So there's something called phone number cloning. And one of the things that the nefarious people of the world do is they get your phone number. Once they get your phone number, it's very easy for them to put it into a program and then basically gain complete access to everything that your phone is involved with. Now, this even involves listening to your conversations when your phone is turned off, or so you think it is turned off. It involves looking through your camera, could be 24 hours a day, and again, your phone could still be off. It even involves using your phone to connect to your Wi Fi at your residence or your house and then gaining access to all your other devices. It is what you are giving out when you give out your phone number is you are giving out your heart and your soul, because everybody knows the most important relationship of your life, that the last thing that you um, address before you go to sleep and the first thing you address in the morning is your cell phone. So like when you give out your cell phone number, you are opening up the keys to the universe for scammers to be able to have access to everything that happens in and around you. And now I don't want to get into conspiracy theories or talk about nanotechnology or human implants or the capacity of your phone to link itself to everything that you say and hear, kind of like these headphones, or maybe an implant in your teeth, could be an implant in your eye, Bluetooth connected to your phone, and then again transmitting uh, everything that you say, hear, or do, where you are, what you browse, what other messages you're getting on all your other platforms, what information are you getting from technology on a perpetual basis. And when scammers have access to this amount of information, they are able to read you like a book. Okay? This is some psychological manipulation. Some people will call it spiritual manipulation, blah, 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 character profiling. Um, it is what it is. When they know what you're talking about, what you're hearing, what you're doing, and where you're going, and what you're looking at, what you're reading, and who you're communicating with, they are able to customize the pitch for you to such a high degree of accuracy that you are more than likely going to find yourself getting scammed. Now, let's not waste any time. Um, the people that could be scamming you could be, people you owe money to, could be family, could be friends, It could be uh, organized crime syndicates, could be human trafficking slaves. There's a massive industry right now where people are being trafficked into call centers or scam centers and being forced to engage in this. You know, they got the script, they got the whole program, they got the software, they got everything, and like that's where it is. So you know, when we're looking at Asia and places like that, a lot of people get recruited into the human trafficking industry, and before they get raped or sold into the sex industry or cheap labor, they're thrown into one of these scam call centers, and they're given the script, they're given the technology, and they work 24 hours a day, and they got to make a quota. Now, if they don't make their quota, that means they're not quite good enough. They're not getting the client's hook, line, and sinker, and that's usually when they export them and then put them into the sex trade or like the more traditional mentality of the human trafficking industry. But um, you know, it also could be some of the moral authorities of the world. You know, church organizations and like Freemasons and the 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 people that have judged you or heard a rumor about you and think that you need to be making some financial accountability to take some ownership of this dynamic of your life. And really, it doesn't matter who it is, why they're doing it, or how much you've lost. Because it could be $10, could be $20, could be $100,000. Like I've been scammed out of over more than $100,000, easy. And I never really had the power to get it back. And if you read most law enforcement uh, positions on cryptocurrency scamming or cryptocurrency fraud, they pretty much say like you're on your own. There ain't no way we're getting that back. So you got to figure it out, or just like you should have done your own research better, or you should have been more diligent before you started sending funds away. Whatever. One of the things that these call centers do and the organized scammers do is they will mentally fatigue you. The minute they got your phone and your social media contact, you will have a hard time sleeping because they'll be boom, boom, boom on you all the time. Now, let's just move on to what are you gonna do? First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna get upset, right? They're probably gonna like say, you know, do you want to join some great organization, or do you want to like work from home and make this much money per hour uh, just by doing simple things? And you're going to say, yeah, wow, that sounds cool. It's way better than going to work and doing a 9 to 5 at a job I don't like. So what they do is they say, okay, cool. Do you have time for training right now, or do you have time for me to explain the position to you a little bit more? Yeah, I do. So then they send you a few messages back and forth, and you got to click on a link. Click on a link, and they also going to ask for your name, and they're going to ask for your birth year, where you're from. You know, they want your personal information so that they can use it fraudulently in other activities, set up other Facebook accounts in your name and all that kind of stuff. But they want to, they're going to get this out of you because now all of a sudden you've got an opportunity to work from home and make some really good money, and they're going to pay for your training. So you sign up, you give them your email, you give them your phone number, boom, give them your phone number, you give them your birth date, you give them your location. Now they know where you're like, you know, where you are and what value that identity has to their organization. And then they send you a link and you create an account, or maybe you have to create a demo account. Maybe they give you their username and they give you a password and say, okay, I want you to sign into my account. And if you don't mind, how about you help me make $100 or $10 or $15 or $1,000, and I'll guide you through it on my account. And at the end, I'll give you like 20% or 50% of the commissions that you've made me. So you're like, all right, cool. So you go, you log in with their username and password, and you see some thing you got to click and point, and da-da-da-da-da. You click, point, touch, and then you watch the numbers go up and down, and you're like, boom, wow, you're making money following YouTube channels. Wow, you're making money like rating Shopify. You're making money rating PayPal like 3 different times in the same 40 sets of tasks. And then there'll be this point in time where sometimes there's a point in time where you'll go to try and finish like one of the final tasks, or you're getting close to the end, and it will say like insufficient funds to complete task. And then you're like, you look at it and it's like, oh, okay, this task cost me $1,000. That's weird. Um, and I only have 950 in my account. What do I do? So then you go back to the person on your WhatsApp or Telegram and say, hey, like, I can't finish the 30 or 40 tasks because it says you have an insufficient balance. What do I do now? And they'll be like, send me a screenshot. They want proof, blah, 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 blah. You know, you're just going to follow this. You're just going to keep listening because you think there's real money here. So you do all this shit. And then they're like, oh, okay. Contact customer service and ask for their Bitcoin address or Ethereum address, whatever it is, and then send it back to me, and I'll top up the account. They're like, and then they'll do something like complimentary. They'll be like, you're doing really good. Like, it's lucky that you got drawn to be or selected to be in one of these like high value deals because I make more money off that, and that means you're going to make more money too. So then they show you the links. You contact customer service, and they're like, yes, please wait a minute. And then they give you a Bitcoin or a blockchain address. Then you give it to the other person, and they're like, okay, cool. I'll transfer the money. So then they transfer the $100 or the $50 or whatever. And this is all bullshit. Like, it's all just bullshit. Straight up bullshit. There's no money moving hands. There's nothing. They're working the front end and the back end of the website that you're looking at. And it's like, all they're doing is going and change the fucking numbers. So anyway, the money gets wired, and then you're like, and then the person will say, okay, contact customer service and say the funds have been transferred. So you contact customer service, and they're like, okay, please let me check with finance, or they sound professional, right? And then it's like, they come back to customer service, okay, thank you, your funds have been processed and received. You can continue completing tasks. So then you go and complete these tasks, which is just clicking and pointing or doing something stupid. Boom, 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 boom. And now you're done your 40 tasks. And you look over on the right or the left or the middle or the top or the bottom, wherever the hell it is, and you're like, wow, this account, this person that I've been clicking and pointing for just made like $1,000 or $100 or $50 or $20. Remember, a scammer is a scammer. And if they can get $1 out of you, it's $1 more than they got out of somebody that didn't give them anything. $1 is a big win for a lot of these people. It could be the difference, $5, getting $5 out of a person could be the difference between being allowed to stay in the call center or getting your ass sold out in the human trafficking prostitution market. So, they are going to do whatever it takes and say whatever it takes. Say, okay, do is a different thing. They are going to say whatever it takes to get $1 or 25 cents. I've never been scammed for 25 cents, and I've never been scammed for $1 or $1, but like $5, lots, $20, lots, like lots, $100, $1,000, $6,000, blah, blah, lots. Now here's the cool part. This is where they get you. This is where this gets even better. So you're chatting with the person that referred you to the training session, and they're like, okay, cool. Now I want to set you up for your own account. You've been successfully trained, and as a token of my appreciation, I want to give you a surprise. But first, let's create your account and use my referral ID. So then they give you a website, they give you the code, their referral ID, and then you create your own account. So you put in your email or your phone number, you put in a password, and this is very important. When you're getting involved in this shit, don't put in a password that you've ever used for anything else before. It's also not a bad idea to use a burner email address or a text me now phone number or something like that. But they've already got that shit, but do not use passwords or password mentalities or password creation techniques that you do for anything else that is legitimate, that is like tried, tested, and true, like your Hotmail, your Gmail, your Outlook account, your banking account, your cryptocurrency accounts, don't use the same mentality when you create this password, and write it down. Don't save it on your browser, don't save nothing. Write it down. Write the website, write the username, write the referral code, write it down. Because who knows? Maybe you're like walking into something that is absolutely awesome. Because, you know, YouTube monetization is actually a big thing. And there are YouTubers that pay companies to get them a certain degree of followers, a certain amount of watching, and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, you know, there's some value in risking what you can afford to lose. Now, you've went through the process. You got your account. You're signed in. It looks exactly the same as the one that you just completed all the tasks on. And they say, okay, tomorrow you can start earning money. You got to do the same thing. But I just want you to like refresh your page because I gave you a present. So then you refresh your page, and all of a sudden you got 10 bucks, 20 bucks, 30 bucks, blah, 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 whatever it is. Like, could be 100 bucks, could be 1,000 bucks. Depends how big a fish how big a fish they think they're fishing for. And you're like, wow, cool, thank you. I got 20 bucks, or I got 500, or I got 1,000 bucks just for like doing that, clicking and pointing for you. That's awesome. Can I actually like use it? And they're like, yeah. And this is, you know, step 101. Every drug dealer knows you give the first one away for free. Because that's how you get an addict. So you got this little gift in your account. And then you're excited. You're like, woohoo, I want to go spend some money. I want to go shopping. I want to do something like that. Not many people say like, yeah, cool. I want to go donate to like one of my favorite philanthropy causes. But this is what happens. So they ask you for one of your usable cryptocurrency addresses. You give it to them. There's nothing wrong with giving anybody your cryptocurrency address. And then you initiate a withdrawal. And now that $10 on this new platform that you've never fucking heard of before, all of a sudden, the gift that they gave you is now actually in your possession. You just got money. And that's cool. But you know the earning potential. Like if they give you 10 bucks and you saw that you just made that person like 1,000 bucks or 200 bucks or 500 bucks, you're like, yeah, thanks for the 10 bucks. Greatly appreciated. I'll see you tomorrow. Let's get down to work. So then you get into the same situation. You start clicking, pointing, clicking, pointing, clicking, click, 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 clack. And then it comes to this point where it's like you've been making money. You're looking at your balance on this platform. You're like doing everything they say. Your balance is going up. It's sitting where it is. And then you click on another task. It's called a job, right? Task. And then what happens is they give you that same message. This is a VIP task, or this is a high value task, or the cost of doing this task is like greater than what you have earned in commissions. You need to deposit more money. So then you talk to your recruiter and say, hey, like, I made like 60 bucks. I got 10 more tasks to do, but the task I'm on right now is like worth like 80 bucks. And I only got 60 bucks of commissions earned on that account. How do I like make the other 20 like appear so I can keep moving on? And they're like, oh, you just got to deposit 20 bucks. Talk to customer service, just like I did yesterday. Oh, yeah. So then you do it, you put in the 20 bucks. And this is the way the pyramid works. How long do you hesitate before you dump in that first request of money? The longer you wait, or the more you talk, the more information you give either party, whether it be your recruiter or your customer service agent, which very likely are the same person, the more they can understand your financial reserves. And if they understand that you are doing this out of necessity, or yeah, you quit your job to do this thing full time, blah blah blah, they are going to bleed you dry. But if they think you got piles of cash, don't even hesitate. Throw that 20 bucks in and keep doing the task. Now, you might get called again. You might get another VIP task or more expensive task complete, and it might be another 20 bucks. Throw it in again. Go right till the end of that day's workload, and then ask for your withdrawal. Then you withdraw all your money. Boom. Okay, now you got like 300 bucks, 400 bucks, maybe 100 bucks. And then you see him again tomorrow. And the numbers are going to keep going up. And the minute you start to hesitate or waver, you might run into the chance where you can't withdraw your money anymore. So let's say on day one you take out 150 bucks, you had to put in 40, two $20 deposits. And then you were quick, you were fast, you didn't waste any time, and you got 150 bucks back. Now when you go in on day two, 150 bucks for the costs to complete your orders or do your jobs is going to start at 150 or 100 bucks, and you're going to have to put more money in again. Now, it's going to keep going to a point where all of a sudden you're going to be like, I ain't giving you 10 grand. I'm not giving you like 60 grand. That's a lot of cash, especially when I got like $120,000 sitting in my commissions. And that's the way it works. You have more money sitting in your earned commissions than you need to deposit to get a withdrawal receipt. And, if you got $250,000 sitting in earned commissions, and they're like, all you got to do is like deposit the next $60,000. The system automatically selected you, like this is just the way it is. You put in that 60 grand, and boom, now you're done. You ask them for the withdrawal, and it don't come. Now what do? So I got like 5 more minutes to tell you what we're gonna do. You are going to express your degree of uncomfortableness with contributing another deposit of money, because it just doesn't seem to make too much sense that your commissions are worth way more than the amount of money that you have to deposit, yet you can't use them to complete the job in order to withdraw your commissions. But it is the internet, so not everything is going to make sense. But you'll reach this point where you're going to say no. And you're going to ask for your money back. And they're going to say no. They're going to say no, not until you finish your task for the day. And you're going to say, well, how do I finish my task? And they're going to be like, well, you got to make that extra deposit. And no matter how you cut it, slice it, and dice it, there's going to be a line where you're like, no, you got scammed. Or maybe not. Maybe you give some random stranger $1 million and you get $1.3 million back. Anything's possible. Do not doubt that this is possible. But most people don't have the faith, and statistics don't fucking lie. But all is not lost. So let's say you're dealing with like the $20, $50, $100 deposits. This is more realistic. Or it's not more realistic. It just depends on what level you've been at. Like When I was making $1 million a year, I was getting scammed out of $60,000 a year. You know what I mean? When I'm making like $20,000 a year, I'm getting scammed out of like $20, $50, $100. Like you know, it's all related. You know what I mean? But you got a wild card, and you're looking at it, and it's not me, because I'm connected to a team of professionals, and cryptocurrency is king, and that's why you are welcome to our crypto kingdom. Because the minute you and your online job decide this ain't going any further, you piss me off, I'm not putting in any more money, and you ain't paying me out, you could kill the relationship. You hold on to it and just say you're not comfortable with it. Be always speak truth, always be polite, always give them hope, but always stay true to yourself. And then follow our crypto kingdom. Join our groups, like, subscribe, and share. And in the very near future, we will be showing you how to turn $100 into $1,000 in about 5 days. And we're going to do that for free. And that video is going to be live. And now you go back to the person that scammed you and you share that video with them and you say, you know, that last venture that we were engaged in didn't make us both feel comfortable, but I still value our relationship. And if you like to make money and earn money online, I found a really honest way, a transparent way where all your deposits stay in your name and under your control, and you don't need to make any additional deposits or rely on some third party to initiate a withdrawal transaction. And I just turned $100 into $1,000 in 5 days, and here's how I did it. So if that sounds cool to you, I'm happy to share. So now you're giving them money. Because remember, when a scammer makes $1, that's $1 more than they had when they started the day. When they make $5, it's $5 more than when they started the day. When they make $100 off you, they might not get their ass pimped out into the streets. But when they can turn $100 into $1,000, you are not only saving their ass from being sold, you are catering to the level of greed that they have, and that's what they got you with. The only difference between us and them is all we do is give the information. They set up their own accounts. They do it all on their own. We don't ask for a single thing. Now, after we have got them on board, and now they're communicating with us because they're making more money following our cryptocurrency trade signals than they ever did making scamming or love romancing or faith bullying, whatever method they use to attract your psychological manipulation. We put our money where our mouth is, and we don't ask them for a penny. Now, how you roll with this from now forward, that's up to you. I'd say after you have shown them a video of how you made $100 turn into $1,000 in 5 days with screenshots and real cash, and you got them hooked on, wow, you know what you're talking about, and they get $100, and they start trading with you or listening to your trade signals and profiting, now you can take them all the way to the $1,000. Say, right on, cool. There you go. You just made $1,000. And they're probably now they're going to want to talk to you because the next video is how to turn $1,000 into $10,000 in 20 days. And you can share them that video, and they're going to be all in, like super interested. And you're like, yeah, but don't you owe me like $150,000 or $20,000 or $5,000 or $3,000, whatever it is? Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't really matter what it is. And you already know that you helped them make $1,000. So now you put them in the paying seat. They need to start paying for your information, for your trade signals. You got to give a little to make them get more. And you can't start charging until you reach a level of their greed or their life risk that they need. And that's where you start saying, okay, I'll give you these trade signals. I'll teach you how to turn like $1,000 into $10,000 in 20 days, but you still owe me money from that last venture that we had. So give me something. I'm like, well, I don't have it, blah, blah, blah. The company closed down, blah, blah, blah. They're like, well, to be straight fucking honest, I don't give a fuck about that scam company. I just helped you turn $100 into $1,000 or $100 into $500. So I know you got $500 fucking dollars. So give me $100 back. If you want to fucking get engaged in turning $1,000 into $10,000, this shit's gonna cost you money. And you owe me money, and I'm not even really actually demanding it. I'm actually helping you make more money and trying to save your ass from being a useless motherfucking waste of life. Wake up, smell the roses, drink the tea. Because you can't scam me, motherfucker. The only thing I can do is teach you that it's better to be a person that helps people than it is to be a person that scams people. And that's where you draw the line. You get on it. Now you take the driver's seat. And you don't look back. They're going to approach you. They're going to do it from another account. They're like, whatever. When you tell them how to turn $100 into $1,000 and you show it to them actually, and it actually does it, and you have not asked for a penny, and they have control over every asset that they've generated, you got their attention. Don't focus too much on the shit they stole from you, but never forget it. Anyway, how to scam a scammer. And as you can see, I'm pretty passionate about this. I'm very passionate about cryptocurrency. When you lose like as much money as I've lost, you become a professional at learning how to work the system. And there's not one that I've forgotten. And there is not one that I can't help make more money than they have stolen from me. If they start to show me and my team, our team, the BYDFI team, Build Your Dream Finance team, the respect that it deserves. Own your value, own your worth. Understand scamming is real. But we have the power to turn scammers into some of the most influential people in the world. A lot of people that are in scamming, like I said, they're forced into human trafficking. They're either going to get your $5 that day or they're getting hooked out into the street and selling their ass to 60-year-old men and they're 18 years old. How hard can you come down on them if you knew their situation? Now, a lot of them are fucking billionaires. A lot of them are religious morons. Like, the list goes on, the amount of people that are scammed. From organized crime syndicates to whatever. But when you can teach them to make more money on their own and retain ownership of that money and control of that money, then in their current situation that they put you in, you just rose above. Welcome to our crypto kingdom. My name's Craig, and this one's a long one, 40 minutes. If you stuck through to 40 minutes of this, bless up, bless up. I'd love you to like it, subscribe to the channel. You know, like YouTube monetization is real. That's going to be another thing that we talk about, and share it. But at 40 minutes, if you paid attention to me this long, I'm going to say thank you to my friends that watched my first video. Much love, much respect for the feedback saying, yo, Craig, you got to get off script, man. Like, we know you're professional, but give us some raw. So here it is. We're raw. March 20th. Happy Blood Red Moon. Happy St. Patty's. Happy moment in time. And as always, use my referral link from BYDFI, which is in the comments or somewhere on the channel. Like, use it. Why? Because I make a little bit of money, you make a little bit of money, and I give 20%, 20 to 50% of all of my referral fees to nonprofit organizations. Right now, one of my biggest passions is human trafficking, oppression of women, and youth homelessness. Bless up. Much love. Welcome to our crypto kingdom. Namaste, Sat Shri Akal, Amitofo, Amen, Hallelujah. And as my boys like to say, boom shakalaka, right out of Australia, you know what I mean? With a land of convicts and criminals and some of the other mofos that tried to push me down. One love.